Welcome to the Solemn Vanguard channel. Today we had another stream and man, I currently have my Facebook open. I have so many people asking me my thoughts on these cards. As you know, I love Great Nature and today we have Great Nature reveals. Now do note, if you're gonna buy anything on TCG Player, please use my link in the description. It's an affiliate link, so every single time you buy something, you also support the channel. Just quickly wanted to shout that out. Before we get to cards reveals, I want to show you this. This is the new SSRs. So this is a pack, kind of like a Geese pack or an SP pack back in the day, with 7 cards from Great Nature with these really pretty borders. We haven't seen these kind of borders before. We've seen like the new SVRs kind of have the same borders like Legion rares, a bit more over the top, sure, but it's the same golden thing. We've seen that before, but this is so different. I don't know why they started doing this just for Great Nature, because Great Nature is not the most popular clan generally. Like, I always felt kind of like an outsider as fan of Great Nature. I don't know many people that are super hyped on them. I don't understand. Like, I could see them starting to do this for Shadow Paladin or Royal Paladin or Kagero, some of these clans that loads of people love. But this with Great Nature, I mean, I'm not complaining. I love this, but it's just something I was wondering. These are some really cool choices. We see the Isabel, obviously the new boss unit. They wanted to make that card special, and so now you'll be able to get the VR, the SVR, and then this. This is the next level, the SSR Isabel. So that's a bit normal. Then we have the 2 triple rares, the grade 2 and the grade 1. So these are the new cards. You had Leopold, Bino, Mono as the pair in the earlier pack, and now we have the pair. Well, no. Do you call a pair with triples? I don't know what you would call that, but so now you have these 3 also in there, but we also have Cable Sheep. Now, Cable Sheep is one of my favorite cards. I love the art so much in V. It's actually one of the best V arts in my opinion. It was always a meme when practicing for Worlds that Jay hated that sheep. Many people actually hated that sheep. Oh god, I love that art so much. Look how he's partying. Look how cute that is. So these are some really cool choices. My premium deck runs the Leopold, the PG, the Monoculus Tiger, sometimes the Bino if I want to have like an extra grade 2 game bump. And then for standard, I think we'll be running almost all of these. Maybe if we see a stronger backup grade 3, we'll cut down the Leopolds to 2, 1, maybe 0. But for now, he still feels like 3 over a 4 off because we don't want to misride. So overall, I really like these choices. If you're a Great Nature hardcore fan like I am, you're probably gonna be spending quite some money to get them. I don't see this being more than 1 per case. Actually, I'll be happy if it's 1 per case because I could see them being like 1 per 2 cases, which we've seen that before with the Geese pack as far as I can remember. So these are gonna be rare. I believe these are gonna be expensive. If we can go back to SP pack times, those prices were super high as well. If you need a playset, good luck. These are going to be the money cards. Now then again, Great Nature is not the most sought after clan, not the most popular clan, so maybe that'll push down the price a little. I don't know. It's going to be exciting. I'm definitely going to try to get 4 of each of these because these look gorgeous. Now, let's get into the actual skills. So first of all, we have Prober of Black Jet Cecile. Auto on V or R. When placed, cost Soul Blast 1. Put the top card of your deck into the drop zone and perform one of the effects below depending on that card's type. Normal unit, Soul Charge 1, and this unit gets power plus 5k, so then he basically refunds the cost and gets 5k. However, trigger unit. Draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards from your hand. This is really strong. So this is the skill that's going to happen the least amount of times because triggers are just more rare than normal units, unless of course Isabel is active, in which case both apply anyway. But this also works on V. So when you ride this and you mill a trigger unit, you will get to draw 2 and discard 2. This is such a consistency buff, it's really, really good. And then if you mill a normal unit, fine, it's just a bigger beater that they are not able to 15k no pass. So overall, really good ride target. Later in the game when Isabel is active, also a consistency buff. You'll be able to either throw away 5k shields that you don't need because you want to get some PGs or heals to survive stuff, or you can throw away triggers if you're going for that kill turn and you want to get some better card quality basically in hand to try to go for that push. So this feels like it's not a sexy card. It's not a card that people will go wild about because the skill is so broken or anything. It's just a nice buff. Overall, Great Nature has had the worst grade 1 quality, in my opinion, in V so far. I feel like the entire grade 1 lineup was just it's there. You had Tank Mouse, which costed a CB. It's a pretty good card, but like, it's not the most exciting card. You had Monoculus Tiger, which in standard 8 out of 10 times didn't do much at all. In premium, you mostly used it for Zoa combo. And then the rest was just... we literally don't have other card. I play grade 1 Hamsuke hoping to get the right chain off, or you play it because there's literally nothing better. Oh, we have this Silver Wolf. No one cares. Our grade 1s were garbage. And so now, having this, even though it's not the most special, spectacular card, it's still just a good, solid buff. Can't complain. It's better than people will give it credit for, I think. Scientist of Black Sheen Matilda, auto on V or R when placed, cost Counterblast 1, put the top card of your deck into the drop zone and perform one of the effects below depending on that card's type. Normal unit until end of turn. When your opponent would call cards from hand to G for the battle this unit attack, he or she must call 2 or more at the same time. So it's a battle door effect. Guard with 2 or don't guard at all. Trigger unit, this unit gets critical +1. Now imagine this is your ride target. You mill a trigger. Now you suddenly have that inherent crit, so your opponent wants to guard this. You call something behind it, a grade 1 to boost. Now even a 15k can't no-pass it, so that's very strong. And then once you have Isabelle live, both skills go off, so then on rearguard it's also very scary. The only thing making this card less ideal is that it's when placed, and so after the turn you placed it, this card becomes pretty bad. The issue is also that when you don't have Isabelle live yet, whether you mill a normal or a trigger, this card will be not helpful. In the sense that if you mill the trigger, okay, it's a 9k with a crit, but it's pretty easy to guard. And if you mill a normal, then it doesn't have a crit and they're still at low damage because you're still early in the game, and so you just no guard this card. So it's a bit odd there, but once Isabelle is live, this card is a really scary powerhouse. We'll just have to see if we can actually bump this card up, because otherwise it's really easy to just intercept this. And finally, we have Holy Great Sage of Black Shadows Isabelle, the new VR. And that first skill makes me sad. It says continuous on V. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you perform both the effects for perform one of the effects. So if you have one of these mill skills, then you basically get both the normal unit skill and the trigger unit skill. So this bumps up the consistency of this mechanic. I've never really liked the new Great Nature mechanic because it was just random RNG, even more so than the base RNG the game has. So that is fixed by being a continuous. But it also makes that your games are mostly going to be the same, and more importantly, because it's not continuous, it doesn't work with the premium strides. You can't run this card in premium because the second you stride over it, you lose the continuous skills. So had this been an auto on place, we could do some wacky stuff in premium, which we can't do right now. So we will have to stick with Leopold for now, I believe. Hey, maybe if we see some other cards that make this even more crazy, sure. But so this is better for standard, definitely, but it's less good for premium. And then the second skill, auto on V or R. And this is interesting. I didn't expect this to also work on rear. When placed, cost Soul Blast 1, put the top card of your deck into the drop zone and perform one of the effects below. Normal unit, this unit gets power plus 15k. Trigger unit, return the card put from your deck into the drop zone by this effect to your hand. Once your skill is live, you get to mill something, get 15k and add to hand. So that's pretty strong. Notice one thing. This deck is getting pretty Soul Blast heavy. We have the Monoculus Tiger, we have the Black Jet Cecile, and we have Isabelle. And Black Jet Cecile only becomes free once Isabelle is live, or you mill a normal unit, in which case his second skill doesn't do anything anyway. So if you ride an Isabelle every turn and use a Monoculus every turn, you're gonna have some real soul issues. So you'll definitely have to be wary of that. I don't think we'll get to use Monoculus Tiger that often anymore. However, the Isabelle working on rearguard is actually pretty good, in the sense that if you are grade 3 flooded, let's say you have 3 Isabelle in hand, you know I'm keeping one for the rewrite next turn, one is already on the Vanguard, so you wrote it, and then the third you can just call as a rear, knowing, hey, I'm gonna get some hella value out of this. It's kind of like Illuminal in Nova Grappler, where you're pretty happy to call it to rear anyway. So overall, these cards are, I think, good for standard, less so for premium. So far, they're not really making me too excited in that deck. I feel like it's mostly staying the same. Now, if you are building Premium Great Nature, I think the SSR pack is already making you pretty happy right there, because we're getting, finally, a prettier full art Leopold. I've always hated the SVR look because of the checkered weird background. Obviously, I still rolled with it because it's still better than VR, but this SSR is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And then we also have the Monoculus, so your Zoa combo can look extra shiny, and we have the Cable Sheep, so that's always really welcome. A really nice full art PG right there. So I'm not sad at all, even though Isabelle is not what I wanted her to be for premium. She is going to be really good in standard, I think. And this pack, oh, This bling is great for the whales. So if you're a rarity whale for great nature, this is probably going to be pretty exciting for you. Good Christmas present as well. If you want to buy 4 of these, I can't imagine how much they'll be. I really hope they won't be way too expensive, but we'll have to wait and see. That is all for today. Hope you found this interesting. If you did, please subscribe to the Solemn Vanguard channel, click button to stay up to date, and like the video if you liked the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And before I go, as I said, if you're gonna buy on TCG Player, use my link in the description. It does support the channel. I will see you soon. Ciao.